Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into one of the trickiest parts of GCSE English, analyzing and explaining the effects of a writer's use of language. Sounds complicated? Don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid method for structuring your analysis using the DeFAULTS approach. Let's get started. First, let's break down what we mean by effects. When we talk about the effect of language, we're looking at how the writer's choice of words, phrases, and devices impact the reader. Does it create suspense? Does it make us feel sympathy for a character? Or maybe it helps us visualize a setting. These effects are crucial to understanding the text's overall meaning. Let's look at a quick example. Take a sentence like, "The night was dark and full of shadows creeping along the walls." The writer's choice of words, dark and creeping shadows, might make us feel uneasy or on edge, suggesting danger or mystery. So here the effect is to create suspense and a sense of threat. See how words can impact our experience of the text? But here's the catch. When we talk about effects, we're really looking at three big ideas: consequence, impact, and influence. Let's explore these concepts with a few scenarios. Imagine you're walking outside, and it starts pouring rain. What's the consequence? Everyone reacts differently. Some people run for cover, others pull out umbrellas. The effect of the rain is the series of reactions it causes. In the same way, in literature, the writer's choice of words often triggers different reactions in the reader. These reactions are consequences of the language used. So when you're analyzing language, think about consequence as what the language makes the reader do or feel in response. Now think about watching a powerful movie scene. Maybe it's a moment where a character has to say goodbye, or they achieve something they've worked so hard for. The impact of that scene can stay with you long after you've watched it. In literature, certain words or phrases can have a similar impact. They create lasting impressions that shape how we feel about a story, a setting, or a character. So impact is about how deeply a choice of words affects the reader. It's the weight or emotional punch that certain language carries, influencing our view of the text. Finally, imagine hearing a powerful speech. The words don't just make you feel something in the moment, they influence the way you think. You might leave feeling inspired to make a change or take action. In literature, language can have a similar influence by shaping our opinions or altering our understanding of themes and characters. So, when analyzing language, influence is about the ideas and attitudes the writer shapes in the reader. It's the way certain words guide our thinking and perspectives as we read. Now that we understand effects as consequence, impact, and influence, let's dive into a method that can help you structure your analysis. I call it DeFAULTS. This approach helps you analyze every aspect of a writer's language choices in a clear and organized way. Here's what DeFAULTS stands for. Device. Start by identifying the device the writer used. Is it a metaphor, simile, or a choice of vivid adjectives? Feel. How does this make the reader feel? Describe the mood or atmosphere created by the language. Ask. Consider why the writer chose this language. What effect were they aiming for? Understand. Explain how this language helps us understand something specific about a character, theme, or setting. Link. Connect it back to the wider context of the text. How does it tie into key themes or ideas? Think. Reflect on how this language influences our thoughts or perspectives on the story or characters. Sympathize. Finally, consider whether the language choice makes us feel a certain way towards a character or situation, maybe evoking empathy or even dislike. Let's apply DeFAULTS to an example from A Christmas Carol. Here's a line describing Scrooge, hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel had ever struck out generous fire. 1. Device. The writer uses a simile, comparing Scrooge to something hard and sharp as flint. 2. Feel. This language makes us feel that Scrooge is unapproachable, almost as if he's emotionally cold. 3. Ask. Why did Dickens choose this comparison? Perhaps he wanted to show that Scrooge is not just unfriendly, but has a tough, unyielding personality. 4. Understand. This simile helps us understand that Scrooge is disconnected from warmth and kindness, reinforcing his isolated, greedy character. 5. Link. This comparison is part of the broader theme of transformation. By the end of the novel, Scrooge's flint begins to spark with kindness, showing his change. 6. Think. As readers, this language makes us think critically about what it means to be generous and compassionate. 7. Sympathize. Although Scrooge seems unlikable here, it also hints at his potential for change, making us curious about his journey. When writing your response, think of defaults as a checklist. Start with the device and work your way through each step to build a detailed response. Here's a sample response to get you going. Dickens uses the simile, hard and sharp as flint, to convey Scrooge's cold-hearted nature. This device creates a feeling of unyielding harshness, as if Scrooge is as impenetrable as stone, emphasizing his distant and unapproachable character. We might ask why Dickens chose this specific image. Likely, it's to underscore how Scrooge's lack of warmth and compassion isolates him from others, a core aspect of his personality before his transformation. This language helps us understand Scrooge's nature, showing us a man closed off from human connection and kindness. We can link this depiction to one of the novel's key themes, the potential for change and redemption. As readers, we think about how this harshness might be challenged throughout the story, allowing us to consider the impact of kindness on even the hardest of hearts. Ultimately, Dickens's description encourages us to sympathize with Scrooge, as it makes us wonder what experiences led him to become so hardened, and if he might find a way to soften. Now it's your turn. Here's a quote from Romeo and Juliet. A pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Try analyzing this using DeFAULTS and see what you come up with. Drop your response in the comments below. With DeFAULTS, you have a structured, clear way to tackle any analysis question. Remember to take each part slowly and connect your ideas back to the text's key themes. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more GCSE tips and tricks. See you in the next video.